Gatestone Institute senior fellow Gordon Chang is here to break it all down with us. How do we have these conversations in Geneva face to face with the Chinese when at the same time President Biden is standing at the White House and saying he's going to tax China for electric vehicles at 100%?
Well, for the Biden administration, Cheryl, it's easy. They believe that they can manage competition. You know, the phrase is compete where we have to, manage and cooperate where we can. And that's what the Biden administration thinks it can do. Now, I'm not so sure you can do that with a malicious and militant regime, but the Biden administration believes that that's the path to go.
I mean, I was looking at some of his comments. We're never going to allow China to unfairly control the market for these cars, period. He accuses them basically of theft in these remarks from the White House. So let's talk about this, because one of the things that the Chinese are dying to do is to get into our electric vehicle market. Now, they can make an electric vehicle for $12,000 and sell it in the United States. How strongly do you think China's going to fight these tariffs? We already got a statement from a Chinese official this morning slamming the Biden administration. Does this get worse and not better? And I ask you this because it's the Chinese, and they are famous for circumventing the rule of law.
Well, there will be more friction, but I think that there needs to be friction because China's been engaged in predatory trade practices, some of them criminal, and the United States needs to do something about it. And of course, the Chinese are going to get angry, and that means friction, but this is the path that we have to go. Now, China will retaliate. Xi Jinping's actually his only realistic option for saving the Chinese economy right now, since he's turned his back on consumption, turned his back on the property sector. His only realistic way going forward is to export his way out of problems, which means he needs access to global markets, and especially he needs access to our markets. So this is going to get fierce.
Yeah, real quick before you go, you and I, last time I saw you, Xi Jinping was in Europe making the rounds. He started out in France, and then he moved on to Hungary. Do you think that this is part of that move? Do you think he expected this to happen?
Well, yes, he expected it to happen because Secretary Yellen and Secretary Blinken said it was going to happen, and the Biden administration officials, after those two visits to Beijing, reiterated that. So the Chinese are on notice that this was going to occur.
All right. Thank you, Gordon. It's always good to talk to you about this issue. Gordon Chang.